Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining me here this afternoon on my talk on freedom of expression in traditional Burmese art and culture. Today, I'd like to share the rich cultural heritage of Burma and keep it alive. My topic covers two symbols of protest and two time-honored practices. Next, please. Burma is a country of beauty, complexity, and diversity in geography, history, and ethnic composition. This makes up a rich tapestry of languages and cultures. The history of Burma began from the first kingdom of Bagan, from the 9th century to the 13th century. The kings of this rich and powerful kingdom embraced Buddhism, which arrived from India around the 5th century. They built thousands of pagodas and temples in the capital, Bagan. The temples here are remnants from this glorious past. There are 54 million people in Burma, comprised of 135 ethnic groups. Most practice Buddhism. Next, please. The wooden sculpture on the left is at the Asian Art Museum, San Francisco. It is an iconic image of a young Buddhist monk with alms bowl from 1700 to 1800. The alms bowl, called the Bei in Burmese, represents humility and detachment. The monk stands with the downcast eyes, showing humility for the donation to be received, and detachment from displaying greed or hunger. The monk on the right stands with his alms bowl to join the procession of other monks at the Mahagandayo Monastery in Amarapura near Mandalay. Next, please. Mahagandayo Monastery. It's a monastic college established in 1911. This monastery houses over 1,000 students. Throughout the country, monasteries and are learning centers where all the children, including the poor, can get education in both religion and general education. The curriculum here includes languages, classes in English, Sanskrit, and Hindi, as well as mathematics. Some Dharma schools in Yangon also have computer literacy. Next, please. The alms bowl is not a begging bowl. It has great symbolism for both the donor and the receiving monk. It is a marriageable act. Blessings from a monk to donor are investments in a karma savings bank, accumulation of good deeds towards a better birth in the cycle of reincarnation, or ultimately to reach nirvana. On the right is the interior of the debate. 3 small containers hold individual curries or soup with rice at the bottom. The bowl and the lid are both lacquered. Next, please. This is a typical early morning scene in towns and villages. Monks in procession leave the monastery to collect food alms from donors and devotees. This traditional morning ritual allows donors to receive blessings and the monks to receive food and for sustenance. Buddha teaches to practice moderation, not excess. Food is eaten only before noon. Next, please. The Bei is a strong symbol. It represents humility and detachment, a reservoir for good karma, but when turned upside down, it represents protest and strike. A powerful symbol of resistance in earthbound terms, but on a karmic scale. When monks flip the bowl to an upside down position, it is a clear signal of refusal to bless, as well as this gesture can lead to a bankruptcy of the soul. Next, please. Here's a debate upside down on a stand. Protesters chant these 2 words in cadence while marching, a noun and a verb. The Bei, mao, the Bei, flip it, Join the strike, join the resistance. Next, please. Monks protest with the bait mouth, upside down arms fold. On the left, you can see the mouths are silenced with a 3-finger salute. The 3-finger salute was adopted from the Hunger Games film series. It represents resistance, equality, freedom, and democracy. Monks on the right in Mandalay is holding up signs supporting CRPH. CRPH, which stands for Committee Representing Birang Zu Hlutong, or the Parliament. On the coup day of February 1, 2021, the CRPH, the elected officials were supposed to have been sworn in. On April 16, 2021, the National Unity Government, or NUG, was formed by the elected members. Next, please. A second symbol of resistance is Pedinda Doll, which means, always upright whenever thrown. The word pit, to throw, also means shoot. This doll is comparable to the bamboo, which bends during adverse conditions, but does not break. A symbol of resilience and strength for the Burma Spring Revolution, or Nui Uto Hanye. Next, please. The poster on the left shows a Pedinda doll. It is egg-shaped like Humpty Dumpty, but unlike Humpty Dumpty, does not break from a fall. Constructed with a heavy bottom when thrown, it comes back upright position each and every time. It is holding a CDM sign with a 3-finger salute. CDM stands for Civil Disobedience Movement. Civil Disobedience Movement refers to resistance of protests that are nonviolent movement. CDM also is related in origins to India's Gandhi's India against the British colonial rule, as well as Dr. Martin Luther King's civil rights movement against racial injustice. On the right, the poster says, in the spirit of Pedinda Doll, we will rise up every time you shoot. These dolls are dressed in different costumes representing protesters from all walks of life and professions. The Shwedagon Pagoda is in the background. Next, please. More daily expressions of creative bravery and defiance on the streets. In the spirit of refuse to lose, a sign in the back of the car in Yangon said, "We are not fighting in the hopes of winning. We are fighting in the belief that we must win." A poet wrote, "They shoot us in the head, but the revolution is in the heart." Next, please. Danjat. Danjat is known to be the oldest Burmese folk tradition since monarchy. It is translated as slam poetry or antiphonal chant. The lyrics of Danjat combine wit and humor, poetry and dance to the beat of a traditional drum circle. The phonetic Burmese language, rich in homonyms, is a useful tool for risque humor, political satire, and social commentary. Accompanied by the beat of the drum, this is a means to criticize everything under the sun, and it's a built-in social safety valve, and it's practiced during the Thinjan New Year festival, and in releasing pressure like the cooling waters from the hottest time of the year in April. Next, please. Employing wit and humor. This tradition enables people to freely criticize everything, from politics to social behavior. But from 1974 to 2013, the Thanjat was banned and outlawed by the Burmese military. This CD covers an example of the Thanjat released annually by exile groups based in India. During Burma's short brush with democracy, there was an emergence of Thanjat tradition, and two groups were formed of renown, Owe Voice and the Peacock Generation. I apologize for this blurry picture because that's the best one I found of the CD, but these are released by exile groups and the tradition continues. So next, please. The Peacock Generation Thanjat group, founded in 2013, was arrested in April 2019. 6 of its members were held for 6 months, found guilty, and sentenced. Just last year in 2020, the European Union awarded this group with the Schuman Award for their courage in defending freedom of expression in Myanmar. The Schuman Award recognizes outstanding efforts in the promotion of the universal values of democracy, rule of law, peace and human rights in Myanmar and beyond. Next, please. The Burmese string puppet tradition dates from the 11th century with written records from 1444. Burma is the only country in Asia with string puppets. Other countries have different puppet traditions such as glove, stick, and shadow. An example of glove puppets would be Punch and Judy of Europe. Stick and shadow puppets are Indonesian. Here is a spirit medium or Nakadol, always in red, a favorite color for her spirit husband. Her act starts every performance with a propitiation ceremony. Next, please. In Western belief, puppets are considered powerless because they are pulled and manipulated. In the Burmese tradition, they are enabled, empowered entities. They are not dolls and have souls. They are anatomically correct. They acted as mouthpieces for the people during the days of royalty. They voice current events, enact historical dramas, folk legends, religious tales of Buddha's life, and epics such as the Ramayana or Yama-za. Traditionally, they enjoy greater freedom of speech, dress, and movement than live performers. Their movements are so realistic, beautiful, and delicate that they played a significant role in the development of dance and dramatic arts. Next, please. Puppet performances are accompanied by a live orchestra with singers whose voices breathe life into the puppets, making audiences laugh or cry. This seamless choreography makes this a very high form of art. The puppet theater enjoyed royal patronage. By the 1800s, had established rules and rituals, protocols, as well as beliefs and superstition. The puppet theater, the ogre here on the left is the evil jungle ogre who eats meat, ready for battle with dagger drawn. All demons and ogres have fangs. On the right, for human drama, is a theatrical mask of a high-ranking demon at the Asian Art Museum. Next. February 12, 2021. Street protesters continue to display creative defiance and bravery. On the left is a protester in a traditional costume in Mandalay. The epic story of Ramayana or Yama-za is a popular drama in Yote puppet theater as well as human theater on stage. In the Ramayana epic, the demonic ruler Ravana or Yawana or Dattakiri personifies ultimate evil. Note his 10 heads. And on the right is the theatrical mask for human drama at the Asian Art Museum. Next, please. Here we see the Nun Baloo, or Palace City Ogre. He's distinguished by this conical pagoda-shaped headdress. And on the right is another angle of the theatrical mask at the museum. Next, please. As cultural ambassadors, Burmese Marionettes performed at the International Puppet Festival for the first time in Prague, Czech Republic in 2005. In this scene, the two ogres fight the eternal battle between the good and evil. Next, please. Exercising full freedom is this delightful and magical character, the Chaw Ei puppet. He's a magician and an alchemist with supernatural powers. He flies freely through the skies, swims the oceans, and travels under the earth. With his magic wand, he can change base metals into gold and delights in changing flowers of the enchanted forest Himavunta into maidens he likes to frolic with. Next, please. In the changing volatile landscape of Burma, with a third wave of COVID, thousands are dying. Health and survival are the most important needs. The art and culture of puppetry, which flourished for 1,000 years, waned without royal patronage and nearly disappeared. Current decimation of the population puts artists, musicians, entertainers, poets, and puppeteers at grave risk. The Tanja tradition weaves humor and wit for serious social and political commentary. The Yote puppet theater tells stories from religion, legends, and folk tales. Their performances educate and transmit philosophical, moral, and aesthetic values down generations. Burma's Yote puppet tradition deserves UNESCO's recognition to preserve and perpetuate as a masterpiece of oral and intangible heritage of humanity. Next, please. The poster says, "May the flowers of peace blossom and flourish the soonest." As Pablo Neruda said, "You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot stop spring from coming." Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Cleo. It's great to see how the Asian Art Museum, it's wonderful to see the collection in this light, and I appreciate you adding this texture to the artworks in the collection and enriching our understanding. Thank you so much. So now we're going to have Chaw Ei speak. And Chaw Ei, are you ready to go? Can you unmute yourself? And let's see, let's remove.
Yes, I'm ready,
here.
but I need to share my PowerPoint.
Great. And so Chaw Ei is one of the artists in After Hope, and I have her bio here that I'm going to put in the chat so people can read about you. Oops, why is it not letting me do that? Well, I'll work on that. It might be that it's too much text to put into the chat. Yeah, that's probably what it is. But I'll just read you a few highlights. So Chaw Ei was born in Rangoon and has a law degree. She received artistic recognition from an early age through numerous international art awards, museum and gallery shows, and residencies. And with her father, artist Chaw Ei Thein, as her art teacher and mentor, Chaw Ei developed a diverse art practice that includes painting, installation, and performance, and video art, or documentation of performance, I guess, through video. Along with other artists in Myanmar, Chaw Ei has been a longtime activist for political change in her country, and she's currently based in Santa Fe, New Mexico. and she's remained a central figure in Myanmar's contemporary art community. So we're going to be hearing a little bit more about that today. Since the February 1st coup that threw Myanmar into turmoil, she has worked tirelessly to support her fellow artists and the civil disobedience movement in the hope of restoring power to the country's elected leaders through peaceful protest. Chaw Ei, welcome.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you for
me.
being with us.
Yeah, can you hear me very
Yeah.
well? Okay. Yeah, we, the Burmese people, are facing now double crisis. The first, the first wave, second wave, a pandemic, and then after February 1st, the military coup follows, and now third wave. So we feel like everyone is dying. Everyone is dying. Before the military coup, during the pandemic, me and my friends are, we could not go out and we could not hang out, and we don't have a, exhibition. So one of my friends, artist Mozart, got the idea to meet online via Zoom to share our knowledge and art practice. Then we have a small program like Artist Talk, so we can pick any artist we like, and then we can, share our how we think of, his work or her work. So then at the end of the Artist Talk every week, we ended up discussing about, in our artist community in Burma, we need to do something more, like as an organization. So then we sat, meetings several times, and in our group are like 25 to 35 members, like artist friends. We've been keep talking, and we have so many things to do, and we have hope, and we have imagination for our future, because the election done and the party we vote win. So we have a kind of like, the future we've been looking for. And so then we finally make decision to establish organization. So we give the name, as you see on the slide, like AMCAR, Associations of Myanmar Contemporary Art. So then, you know what happened? We plan to launch our organization to our artist community, and we already invited journalists, for the press conference on February 1st. We came with the, that big thing. We will not forget about that. So since the time, on that day, when we heard about that, we have to cancel all the, events, and we planned it. So then we issue that announcement, which is like, we condemn the military coup, and, we are not disagree whatever they say for like that election is fraud, and we disagree. So we issue the statement, even we are not officially organized as a organization, so like underground or like illegally, but we issued a statement to international artist friends and artist community. So we are, you will see in the down there, so many like artist group, like theater group and graphic design associations, and Myanmar motion picture. So we have several artist organization, and we did a statement. So then a few days later, as we are AMCA, we took a street in the downtown area, and we participated in demonstration. So you will see here in downtown Sule. So, some of my friends holding the banner. So, and then we start our artist street, and we organize the artists to come and join with us, because by the time the CDM movement is in the very beginning, and we start to support CDM movement. CDM is like civil disobedient movement. So then all artists came together and we just sit there. We brought whatever we have, like paints and papers, and some people donate us, and then we paint on that spot in that street, and we sell. And then we got like, can you believe it, like 450, let me say in dollars, $30,000 we could raise the funding. And then we donate those money to CDM movement. Plus, after a few weeks later, and some of our friends who are work for the University of Culture, Arts and Culture, so they also joined the CDM movement. So the problem is the military, the terrorist military drove all the CDM, who joined the CDM movement. They drove them out of their residential, housing, and arresting, and they also issue the warrant arrest, the list. So they have to run or they have to hide. So some of the money goes to those of our friends who are lecturer from the culture, arts and culture university. So those monies, a few monies go there too. And musicians join with us, and cartoonists, the Myanmar Cartoonist Association join with us, and poet join with us. On that day, that is March 27th, and we also try to join the other group on that day. That day is like, they call Tamadone, which is like Army Day, but for us, it's not Army Day. That is like Dolanye, the revolution, the day. So poets and artists and cartoonists join for that protest, but only the 3 minutes. They've been, crossing the road, and they all were arrested, especially this the young woman. She's a video artist. She also arrested. So, but luckily she just pretend like she's not artist. So she just like bystander, and then they release her 6 days later. You will see in the picture, some of them go, near the apartment, near theirs, and then they try to hide. But all those people you see in the picture were arrested, and they were in prison for 3 months. Luckily, a few weeks ago, some of them released from prison. But the problem is some of them have carried the corona, the virus. So who meet with them also got the effective. And this is very famous comedian Zagana. So he was also arrested. And this is very famous actor and model like Baidagon. He was also arrested because they support CDM movement. That's why they were arrested. They are still in prison. And this little girl, she is a modern dancer. So she was also arrested, and you will see in the picture how they brutally torture her and also sexually assault her. So we have all the record, and we've been collecting all the record, whatever they did to the people. So this is the very, 5 poets were dead in the protest. He's one of them. His name is Chaw Ei Thein. So you will see here in the small picture how they kill him. So they drag him. I think he's still alive or dead already. We don't know, but that he's the poet and passed away. And then the other one is poet Kathy. They took him, and then the next day they returned his dead body, and then his wife told us like internal organs are missing. So, and then one of his famous, the poem, the very short one, is they shoot in the head, but they don't know the revolution is in the heart. That's what he said. And then another one he wrote, if I have only a minute to live, I want my conscience to be clean for that minute. That is totally different from terrorists. And you will see the artist in these photos. The man in the black, he was in prison for 3 months and he got torture, but luckily he was released a few weeks ago. And this man, he is a very famous modern sculptor. He passed away yesterday with COVID. And my friend, Omiate, the whole family got the COVID. And his mom is 80 years old and he needs to go to hospital. But no hospital accepted. I don't know what's going on there. I'm sorry. This is my friend's artist. I mentioned you a few minutes ago in the photos who was arrested for 6 days. She keep doing artwork, but she want to express like we now, all the artists since we were, they arrest us, we could not speak. We all zip our mouth because they've been following all the, information on the Facebook. So most of them didn't post anything what they want to say. And some people like deactivate their account. And she created this art piece as, about to talk about identity. So recently this artwork is showing in Hong Kong, Karen Weber Gallery. And also, she and her friends calling to support to you or whoever like want to participate, you can participate to, take a photo of yourself in your daily environment and cover, erase your face in anyhow, any way, whatever you want to use any, technique, then share the photo in social media. And then they give you the hashtag to follow. So that's her project. Even she's still inside Burma, but she's keep fighting. And we also, as a member of MCAR, some young artists are creating 100 projectors project. They also are inside Burma, but they're collecting every day, like what's happening in Burma, all the images they collect and they put as a, to show, to project. So that is also another project. I will follow up about this later on. So that is some of the images from, what we did before the brutally crashed down in Rangoon. So those young artists try the sport wherever they can project and to show the images. That's some of them I'm sharing with you. And this one is showing in, I think, Netherlands. So some of our artist friends, international artist friends, help us to spread out or speak out to what's happening in Burma. And this one is exhibition in SAIC Chicago. One of our very good friends, Nora Taylor, Professor Nora Taylor, helped us to show some of our work and poster to tell the people in Chicago what's happening in Burma. So on the left, she's a Professor Nora Taylor. And in Korea, some of our international artists also helping us to speak out and to share what's happening in Burma as a poster and painting and drawings. And this is, some Australian artists help stand to stand with us and to share about what's happening in Burma. And they also print as a poster and selling to raise the funding to support Burmese artists and Burmese people. She's a performance artist from New Zealand, Max Fisher. She's also joined with us to support us. And this is also some international artists, how they've been joining with us. And the movie stars, Michelle also, join with us. We have a plan to request or to ask the celebrities to participate with us or to show, to tell more about, what's happening in Burma. So that's another thing we've been working with the other international artists to reach out those people. And this is also some of the artwork by international artists who are working with us. And this is the Thai artist. So we in Burma every day at the 8 o'clock, we hit the pans and the pots, to drive the evil, as we used to do as a traditional. So, but I think now because of they crashed down brutally, and the soldier came to the street and road, and they just shoot whatever they saw. So I think that movement is a little slow down, or maybe less than before, but some area I keep doing that. And also we also have some friends, based in, they are in London, the Professional Cartoonist Organization, also helping us to share what's happening in Burma. That is what and how they helping us. And they also used to do the open call for artists to join and to, not to go silence, because sometimes they worry about if the Burmese news is not in the, international media, they're really afraid of it. So that's why they've been keep helping us. And you will see some art show in different countries. And we have also film festival to raise funding and to tell more about Burma. And sometime I joined the talk. And also, as I'm a member of AMCO, I'm also work with the Transnational Coalition for the Arts Group. So they have, this organization has 30 countries and 81 artists and 92 art organization and foundation and art center. So very big group, and they help us. When you go to their Facebook wall, all of the posts are about Burma. So I've always thanks to these artists. So that is how they've been helping us to know more about Burma. So they also, this is my favorite one, and because it's can raise our spirit. So some artists inside Burma is keep doing artwork, and we must win, because they are not, that the military, terrorist military is not human being. They are not human being. They kill people every day brutally. And one of the poets, she also died on this, spot in the protest. She wrote her blood type and personal details on her arm. And should she need to be identified? That's what I think. And then you will see here that she's 19 years old girl. That was on March 3. On your left, there's a few minutes before she was shot in the head and killed by sniper fires from military forces. When she died, she wore the black t-shirt. She was wearing the black t-shirt with the words like, everything will be okay. You know what, in reality, what's happening in Myanmar is not okay. Thank you so much. Sorry about.
It's okay, Chaw Ei. Take a minute, get some water. Wow, so sorry for everything that you, your friends and family are going through. It's just devastating tragedy. Are you okay? Do you need to take a minute and get some water?
I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah, there's some comments in the chat, and people are here offering their support. I put the link to the Transnational Coalition for the Arts in the chat. Chaw Ei, are there other organizations that we can provide links to?
Yeah, AMCA is, oh, I forgot to tell about that. According to my friends, artist friends inside Burma, we cannot do anything now. So they requested me to work for them from outside. So I'm talked with three of my friends in New York, and we are now registering the AMCA, based in New York. Now we got the registration. So we have another steps, which is like 501(c)(3)s. Then I can help them to raise funding or whatever, I need to do. So that's another thing I've been working these weeks. So after we build the website, I can give it to you later on. Very soon, I think me and my friends are working on it. And we have also several other websites. I think I will type on the chat room, then I can share.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
And for the help is now some of the artists are on the run because they are not safe. They told me like to help them urgently, but luckily some of the institution and like Alliance Française or Gote, Yangon are helping us. So now 3 or 4 artists are in residency program in France and French and Germany. And some artists also could escape. Some are on the border. And what we are doing now is some artists cannot leave the country because, passport and visa, those all kinds of processes sometimes not easy, very difficult. So for those people, we are trying to create a space which is safe by the Burma Thailand border or where the ethnic arms groups, rule the area. So we are trying to create a space for those artists who are not safe. You know what? A few months ago, one of my friends, even I blocked her because she did not join the CDM. So because I went to law school, so my classmate, and she's now in the higher position. So she texted my sister because my father collect very important old masters paintings. So she called my sister to move somewhere else to be safe and to secure. So, but my father told me, and I told them, what are you gonna do? So because she mentioned you move somewhere else to be safe. So my father said, nowhere to go, where I have to go. So wherever they wanna do, arrest or no, it's okay because nowhere to go. So he's just live in the same place, but we move all the art and archive and documents, our artwork, important artwork to a safe place. So the similar problem now we are facing in the artists, because some artists have some important artwork, because those terrorist group are right in the house and they just destroy everything and they don't care, So you would hear all the, those kind of, news in the, and medias. So they destroy it, they took everything away. And so we don't trust them. So that's why some artists are afraid, not to lose their artwork. So then we also try to work with the artists inside Burma, and also like institution, whoever help us. There's another thing we are asking for the, international friends. If you have idea or, if you can help us, there's another way you can help us. So we are trying to save some artists plus artwork. So that's another thing I would like to add it up. Or
Yeah.
maybe sometime if you have a residency program or if you have a fellowship program, then we can bring some those
Mhm.
people in a safe place. At the same time, they're learning something, they're doing
Right.
something. So that's another thing I would like to add it up. And then another possibility is, inside Burma, even people, we ourselves are not safe enough, so no exhibition. Don't talk about exhibition now. So not possible. So if someone can, or some institution or some galleries can help us, just hold an exhibition. So no need to relate it to politics, or just like normal, like showing. And then in this way we can encourage them and we can live their spirit too. Thank you so much. Majority of people are not cooperate, and they cannot rule in the most of the area, because I don't want to say this, but that's the reality, because they crushed down peaceful protest for many days. Now 5 months already. Every day you will see the protesting in many places. People, even the COVID, now the COVID, third wave COVID is quick spread, and you will see the pile of the dead body in the mortuary, and but those young people who wants to end this military is still in the street, taking care of themselves and still shouting. So I think we are in deadlock. And also some of the young protesters joined the ethnic arms group. So they're taking the training to protect themselves, because, a few weeks ago, they raided the small villages. They killed brutally the villagers, and they destroy all the rice and, everything. And plus, they have to run to the forest, nearest forest, or you have to hide in. And they follow them, and they bomb, and they have an airstrike. They don't have weapons. They're just hiding for their, safety. But they follow and they kill, and there are 16 people in the one spot. That's a mass. The killing. So, and then plus, if the people donate, they arrest those who volunteer to share food and to share, the medicine. And plus, they complain the CDM, the doctors who join the CDM, actually, those doctors are, yes, of course, they are doing CDM, but they still, giving the treatment, they still, take care of the, patient, but they follow them and try to arrest them. So my country is totally collapsed, totally, failed state in every sector, education. Even they try to open the school because they want to prove that they are okay. But you know what? 80 to 90% of the students didn't go to school because we could not cooperate with this terrorist. So I can say people are not in, especially now, they didn't prepare for the third wave. And also they take away everything what the Aung San Suu Kyi and NLD government did it for the, last first and second wave. Where's all the oxygen plants we have already set up for the first and the second wave? Where are they now? And where the money from IMF? So they didn't prepare for that. They didn't do anything. Now in some people needs oxygen, but they stop those people not to get the oxygen. And yesterday I heard from the radio, one interview, the young man said, when they go to the hospital said they don't have no capacity and no room and no, so that's why I go to the hospital run by the military. And then they run. And then what they said, the oxygen is not free and not available free. So that's not for you and something like that. It's not the, I have no idea what kinds of, the heart, where is the humanity? Where is the, so that's what's happening. So people are really now, we are black and white. We are totally, I can tell, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I like to say what's happening is just unconscionable, because in there are world organizations that are there for such crises. It's a humanitarian disaster that's beyond anyone's imagination. Every day is living hell with no relief. There are mechanisms set up for these reliefs through the United Nations. There's International Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, but all those, any kind of help, the obstacle is the military. They're blocking everything.
Yeah, because
And-
NUG government, because we raised the funding from outside Burma, like we have a $9 million within 2 weeks, raised by the our government in the CRPH, and exile all the Burmese diasporas, within the 2 weeks. But all those money they try to block, and then now we could not transfer money. Even we have a money, not easy to transfer money inside Burma. That's another challenge. Even now I can raise the money for my artist friends, because in the people from my inside Burma not dare to accept the money, the foreign transition. So they will follow you, and even now the internet is also, I don't really understand how they the terms of the use, like they control all the internet, not like before. So they can monitor what is happening, who is, something like that. So people are scared and afraid and fear to, involve. So it's very hard for us. So yesterday, our vice president mentioned about, he in his statement, he said like, they are trying to reach all those aids, like medical, like marks or whatever. But the problem is they've been blocking all the way, every way. If someone brings something like big load of, whatever in the car, they will stop they will stop you. And then they will ask you how you get this and how, something like that. So it's not easy to even donate or to transfer the whatever need. That's why in Calais, in the Chin state, many people died because they didn't get any help. No one can help. The help couldn't reach that area because they've been blocking everywhere. They are terrorists.
Today's news did say that there was a convoy, a UN convoy truck of aid in the Chin area. I don't know how much effective it is, because the problem is countrywide. I think to reach the very heart of the problem, the issue, is to have the military out, because they're not the legal government. They're illegal. They're holding on to everything. They're controlling. They're jugular to the throat, and now people can't breathe. No one is breathing, and no one is safe in Burma. So what the world needs to do is to recognize the true elected government, which is NUG, National Unity Government, which comprised of have all the ethnic people support it. This is the in the past, looking at the history of Burma, there were 3 coups of known. There are many other things. So 62 with General Ne Win, 88 after the 888 protests, and then this recent one in February. So the government, the military junta regime, the system is entrenched. They've gone enriched from owning everything. One of the arrests made for the one of the artist group was because of satire. It should not be a crime. They did a magic show showing two magicians. One was an artist in Myanmar, Burma, and the other one was international. the first artists, the international artists, show all kinds of things disappearing, whole cars, whole buildings. So the Burmese artist, magician came on, and what he did was, behind the curtain, he showed that the forest disappeared, which is the timber that's gone in Burma, what's made Burma wealthy, the resources. The next time he made the mountains disappear with all the jade. So he was rounded up and arrested. So this is the politics of Burma, where everything you do is under scrutiny, and you could be blacklisted for almost anything. And they do have spyware that they're reading people's email. They're following everybody, and the world should start recognizing NUG government and not deal with them. And ASEAN hasn't done much to make anything happen there. So we got to pressure our people here and to make sure that the proper government is recognized and not deal with them, because dealing with them is just a big roadblock, obstacles. And especially humanitarian aid should be going there. And UN has a responsibility to protect. And in 2005, they acted in the countries like Rwanda, Afghanistan, in Liberia. And for one of the 5 things that happened, overthrow of a democratically elected government, internal factions, outflow of refugees. Now we have internally displaced people having to live in caves, and because their homes are burnt down with airstrikes. It's just not acceptable.
Thank you both. Chaw Ei, I'm wondering if we can circle back and maybe end the program with a little bit of discussion about the artwork that you have on display at the Asian Art Museum. Could you tell people just a little bit about that project, so that it will encourage folks to go and visit the exhibit and continue thinking about all of these themes?
That was in 2005. Me and my fellow artist, Ting Lin, he's a former political prisoners. Before that time, I was invited to participate in International Performance Art Festival in Japan, in Thailand. So I got the idea to do some more like street performance. But when I talked to my performance artist friends in Burma when I came back, they didn't disagree with me, because they said, we used to do the performance like underground. End of the exhibition, we just try to do something at the end, like within the 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Every time whatever you do in public, you need a license or permission at the time. So we don't want to practice that, so we don't want to do that. That's why we always do at the end of the someone else exhibition, and last day to finish the exhibition. So, but my idea is, if we don't push our boundary little by little, we'll be we'll be the same situation. So when I came back from Japan, I got some idea to do the street performance, and then I started to talk with my friends, but they didn't, want me to do. Then at the time, Tay Lin is in prison for 6.5 years. After in 2005, I still keep that idea. And then he released from prison. And then he created hundreds of paintings in prison. By the way, he and I went to the law school. He is actually my senior, but when he joined the student army, so he was like, and then he came back, and then we are in the same class. So we are the classmates. And when he released from prison, I thought he could not show his work in the gallery. No gallery want to show his work, because his background is a political and this and that. So they're really afraid of it. They don't want to involve, and they don't want. So then Ting Lin, one day he told me like he want to show his work, and he show all his prison work. And I said, why you don't show your work in your place? We don't need museum. We don't need, because, we cannot do that. So we have other alternate way to, show our work. If the people cannot come to our place, we will go to the people. That's our main idea. So then I explain my idea. So my idea is by the time in our country, like inflation is like high. So then my idea is I want to treat the people only one day, like durational performance, which is selling things with the 20 or 30 years before price. So at the time, the smallest note is like 500 chats, like 500. But I'm still using the small notes like cents or like we call pia. So I have it's kind of a bunch of like, the small notes in my house. So I use those small notes. And then plus I try to find a small, like one unit, 5 units, 10 unit, like one just 5 just and 10 just small notes in the souvenir shop, and I collect it, and then I sell like daily use tea bag and onion, garlic, and plus accessories like hairpin, and plus stationery thing, because our idea is Thailand has a, I don't know how to call like street seller style. So he hang all the painting, in his career, and then he sell like 3 jets in the 75 yards. And then because he could not show his work in the gallery and museum, right? So then he has his own space, he creates. So his performance name is a mobile gallery, and my performance mobile markets. And at the same time, we have a cell phone. At the time, the cell phone culture is very beginning. We have to pay like $2,500 to get the one cell phone, because all the military general, selling their business. So one phone is $2,500. So we would like to make a like satire. So he has phone, I have phone, and when we need, he wants to buy the thing, so he can call me like, hey, Chaw Ei, I want to buy this and that, because I have art material and papers and this and that. We are only 1 feet away, 2 feet away, 3 feet away. So then we toured in the busiest streets in the downtown area, and then we sell, and people are so surprised because they thought like, oh my God, I have a 500 notes. How can I get the change? And then we said, no, don't worry about that. We have a change and we have everything. Just let us know whatever you want to buy. So people are around us. The problem is all the spies in every corner are in the crowded, the people in the crowd. And then even some of them bought from me. When I was in interrogation center, they show me, see this and that, what are those? And because they bought from me. And then at the same time, they thought we are organizing people to do the demonstration. And they don't know what is performance art. They don't know what is contemporary art. What they are seeing us is as we are, organizing people to do something else. And then that's one reason. And another reason is we use the money with the Aung San Suu Kyi father's General Aung San images. That's why they don't like it. So we use those money intentionally. So that's another thing. So then along to the shop, then we were arrested, and I was in interrogation center for 5 days. And another one is, the Thailand has a background as he's a political prisoner. So they thought we are, actually, we are not only 2, another 3 also arrested with us, because one is who drive us to reach, each spot where we want to go. And the other one is our friend who are like shooting the video. The other one who's shooting the photo, because we need to document that. And then on that night, I knew it, might be arrest or may not be. But then I didn't go back to my mother's house, and I went back to my father's house, and I sleep there. And my father's house is, connection with a gallery, so I sleep there. And my mom and dad didn't know what we did. So then at the middle of the night, they came to my mother's house and came to arrest me. So, but then what funny thing is, those phones never work, because the what is it, the connection is so bad. So my mom keep calling me, hey, what did you do today? Because they came, many soldiers and police and authorities, came and searched you. What did you? She's so worried, so much worried. She keep calling me, but my phone is next to me, but I didn't ring. So, and then I got luckily in the very early morning, the one ring, and my mom said, run, Ron, what did you do? They came and, to arrest you. And then I knew it because I just, I know what I did it. So, and then I called to Tinley, and then between those like hours, Tinley and me discuss about how to delete some of them, because some of them, some of the part in the video is some people included, which is who were the former political prisoners. So we don't want to include them. So we have some kind of like time between. So we delete some part of the film. So then, that's a long story. We were in the, interrogation center for 5 days, but luckily on the 4th or 5th day in Rangoon, there are 3 places bomb explode. So they have busy and they don't want to hold. And plus, I talked to my mom to contact with my friend who has a better connection with the general, to explain, because their son is crazy about contemporary art. So, and then I talked to my mom to explain this is art. This is contemporary art. So he just explained his father, and the father to the friend who is a chief police, officer. And then finally, we have to sign them not to do it again. Then we release. So that video is totally about that.
Well, thank you. I can't wait to go and watch it again. It's actually a really charming video. You'll see scenes of Chaw Ei and Thein Lin just out in the marketplace and the public on the streets, and they're carrying their wares with them and bartering with people. And it's just this very charming exchange. It looks so commonplace, like the kind of thing that you would just see on many street corners around the world where vendors are out selling things, but seeing the artwork as a sort of mobile vending experience was really charming. And I hope that I stumble on, well, you do that, like in New Orleans, you'll see vendors, street artists out there. So thank you for providing that rich backstory. You all have to come and see the exhibition. The videos, there's like 50 of them play on a loop. So there's no guarantees that the day you'll go, you'll find Chaw Ei's video.
And then also this work is also very important. I would like to say even my own work, because after that, street performance, younger artists try to find their way to do more street performance, to try to interact with the audience and public. So this is kind of like, turning point, because my idea is, we have a 2 or 3 street performance before our piece, but they are just doing in the crowded area, just so people thought, oh, they are crazy, but they didn't interact with the audience. So my idea is I want the audience in my artwork. So that's why we just trying to step one step out of our comfort zone. So but I'm so happy because after our take that kind of risk, follow the artist has idea how to break, our, limitations. And you will see, when you check all the Burmese performance art and contemporary arts history, or if you lined it up, you will see the whole things, how much is changed after that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations for being the trendsetter for breaking through that 5th wall or whatever it's called. It's such a treat to talk to you, even though it's a very painful subject. I just want to thank both Cleo and Chaw Ei for your ongoing activism, your education, you're sharing these stories with us and giving such a powerful and painful portrait of what's going on in Myanmar today. And I think everybody here is, sending their very best wishes for change and an end to this insanity.
Thank you. That is also one reason why I'm in exile, because I came to New York City for my artist residency for 1 year. And then after 8 months, I needed to extend my passport. And then I sent my passport to the Burmese embassy, and they said, you're assaulting the country, and they have all my record. And then plus I was involved in students, movement, and when I was in law school and university life. So I met with Aung San Suu Kyi, and of course we are, after 1988, we've been, involving in all those revolutions. So I met with her for our students union things. So then the photos in the press conference, in the press. So even I didn't know about that. So those all records in their hands, and then they didn't extend me. So I have only one luggage in New York and nowhere to go. So finally, I applied for the political asylum, and since the time I'm in United States, that's how I came to United
Wow.
States. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that must be very difficult, I mean, on the one hand, I imagine it's good to be safe, but to be separated from your family and your homeland like that is not by your choice. So
Yeah.
it's really not okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Wow.
So we need justice, and we need to end this game, and we have to send them to ICJ or ICC. That's our all Burmese people like very determined on it. And this time we really want to finish those guys. So that's what we are working hard and struggling, and that kind of challenge. But that's what we are. We have to win.
When we post this recording, we will update. We can always update it with a link to your artists organization that you're establishing now, Chaw Ei.
Yeah, please.
Do either of you, Cleo or Chaw Ei, have some final words of encouragement or and Debbie says, what about tourism travel in the future?
Chaw Ei could also answer that, Chaw Ei, but I think it's not going to happen very soon. And right now it's free fall for everything that's going on. There's needs a very strong intervention of humanitarian and every other kind of aid. It's not just all of us who have family that are traumatized. People there are being traumatized every day. So there's there food insecurities, there's medical, there's all kinds of help is going to be needed for bringing back the nation as it should be. So I just hope that the world, to keep Burma and Burmese people in your hearts and not let it fade away and forgotten, because the news blackout and everybody being arrested, there's not much coming out in the press. So with what little voice we have, I like to make sure people don't forget about it, and that there are people crying to be heard. And when there's, and with the artists' links to help in those areas, and whatever humanitarian aid. I think there's a lot of fundraisers all around happening. So if you have friends or want to help, go to these links and any information that comes through. So any kind of support, spiritual, otherwise, is very appreciated. And the people are just wonderful. And hopefully one day everyone can go back or visit or whatever. Yeah, thank you for your story. And I'm glad through this, I'm able to meet the artist, and hopefully she can come on the West Coast so I can meet her in person and meet your family too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'd love to have you, Chaw Ei. So please consider that.
Yes, I will.
Open invitation anytime.
Yeah, I will note it.
Yeah,
for me is, this terrorist military hunter are guilty of war crime for 70 years and crime against humanity for many years. If you or I or we let these evil grow, those growing evils will kill more innocent civilians. That's what we learn in all our life. So this time, I'm also asking all my international friends and artists or art organization, whoever, the whole world, to stand with the people of Burma to get back majestic. And, we will not stop. Our Burmese people will not stop bringing those terrorist Burmese military into justice this time. We will not stop to restore our freedom and democracy. So I can say, definitely we never give up this time. So we always say we must win when we meet each other. However, they have any kind of weapons they have, we have that kind of spirits. So yeah, they have to go. The justice must be, restored in our country.
Right. There is a question in the chat that just came through. In past years, there were reports that Buddhist monks had participated in some of the violence. Is that true?
That's also because, we have also nationalism, which I really hated. And that is not real Buddhism too. So they create those group to back them up. So those monks, because in Burma, many of our Burmese people are very religious and very humble, and very easy to do the brainwash, you know what I mean? So they create those group. So those group are creating all those kind of things to grow the military, the regime. So yeah, we have it, those group, and who are like, even wearing the, yellow wardrobe, but they've been involving in violence, and they've been, supporting the military to kill more. Yeah, we have it. But people know now who is who and what is what. This time, sometimes, in the bad experience and challenge, we always find something good and opportunities. This time, people are more united, and we are even shouting, in our street protests, no matter any religious, any ethnic, we are united. We got that spirit this time.
That is such a hopeful note, even though your voice is cracking while you're saying it, that it's very moving to hear how this atrocity is bringing people together and solidifying that solidarity. So that is a very hopeful message that I think we should carry. Yeah. Well, I think we should probably wrap it up if you're all feeling okay about that. And I'm sending you lots of warm hugs, Chaw Ei and Cleo. I know this has been really emotionally draining for you, not just this conversation, but just, everything that's going on with you right now and the work that you're trying to do. Thank you for your tireless work to inform people about what's going on and to support.
Thank you so much for all my friends here who are, giving your time and listening. And I even create one of my artwork, which is like ears and holding in my hands. And what I mean is, if you don't listen or if you don't hear, I can give my ears, I can borrow, I can give my ears to listen. So yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much all.
Thank you. Thank you, Cleo. Really appreciate you. I'm so glad you're a docent at the Asian Art Museum. Yeah. Be well. Take care, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you.